Still they are listening to you.
Yeah, their hearing is their best quality. Their vision's not that great. Their smell's not that great. Their hearing is awesome. For those of you that are not in your seats, if you could please find your seats, the show is about to begin.
All right, folks, how are y'all doing today? You want to eat me? Oh, I was gonna say that's messed up, man. Yes, he wants to eat me. Yes, that's expected. Okay. I'm gonna ask you folks one more time, and I want everybody to participate. Folks, how is everyone doing today? Good. It's almost like that first one didn't even happen. All right. Now, if you hear the alligators and the noises they're making, that is not them passing gas. They are grumbling. It sounds like it's like snoring with the bottom of their throat, and that's actually how the alligators try to intimidate each other and try to get my attention. So I'll throw them some food. Before I feed these alligators for your show, I want you to know, feeding alligators, feeding any animal that is stronger than you and eats meat, is one of the dumbest things you'll ever do in your life. You do not feed an animal that can eat you. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and throw the food in here. Now, let's go ahead and get started. We do feed them rats, chicken, and pork. Right now, I have just a few pieces of chicken and pork, and that's what we're going to feed off today. Now, this doesn't look like much for a human meal, but alligators don't really eat very much. This is a pretty good size of food for even some of these bigger alligators. Now, the youngest gator in here is going to be 30 years old, okay? Some of these gators are much older than that, but none of these are under 30. These are the oldest gators in the park. These are all the adults. Yeah, if that thing bites you, or bites me, it'll crack right through my wrist like it's a toothpick. They are super strong, almost like terrifying. Getting bit by an alligator and they death roll, it's like sticking your arm through the wheel of a moving vehicle going 20 miles an hour. They're not very polite. Alligators on land actually have very poor balance. And so when they are trying to eat food or crawl over each other, the gators, they move like they can't really figure the quite right spot to move. And it kind of looks like my sister when she walks around in high heels or anything like that. You know, she's just constantly falling over herself. And that's kind of how gators are on land. They're very awkward animals. But in the water, they're much better. That's why alligators really don't hunt on land much. So if you see an alligator on land, unless it's in captivity, because this is where we feed them, well, the alligator's not interested in eating in the wild if they're up on land. Okay, are you going to get it? There you go. You dropped the piece. Now, in the wild, if you see an alligator basking on land, it means it's already had its fill. It means the alligator is full, and he's trying to digest the food that's sitting in their stomach. If they do not digest their food by basking on land, the alligator will not be able to get anything from his meal. Now, alligators can actually move very, very quickly. Alligator that's afraid of something is going to be able to run up to 25 miles an hour. But when they're chasing food on land, they only walk a couple feet an hour, all right? They really don't walk at all. They like to sit very still and then go where they think the food is going to come back. and then they're going to wait right there in the bushes, and then they'll go to eat it. So alligators don't really chase anybody on land unless you're throwing food right at their face. Oh, a little slow on the draw there, old man. Come here. Now this alligator is way older than me. Most of these gators are actually. I'm only 27 years old. But this alligator is one of the oldest ones we have here. He's probably pushing 100 years old. Yep. Right? As you can see, he got right up that fence. I'm going to give him another piece. There you go, buddy. So even if an alligator can't see anything, they can still feel where the food is with their face. Come here, champion. Oh, he swallowed that thing whole. You guys want to try that? I got one more for you. I'm just kidding. No. You suffocate yourself. Now, this is the last piece of food I have for the show. I just want you folks to know that the most fun part about this job is doing these feeding shows. Because I'm not putting my life in a huge amount of risk, even though they could jump up and grab my arm, I guess, once or twice. That is dangerous, but at least there's a fence here. During the other show I do here, I'm literally on the back of a 9-foot-long alligator and putting my head right near the mouth. Yeah, that's not a smart thing to do. Please do not copy any of the things you see during my show, because in the wild, they don't have any fencing. So if you feed a wild gator, they don't know who you are. Just like you can't recognize these gators apart from each other, really. The gator sees you feed him, and it thinks, okay, whatever it looks like that is going to give me food. And kids look just like you. You might not think so, but the gator can't really tell us apart by face. And so when a young kid or a young person comes back to the gator doesn't tell the difference. So they just chase the kid. And the kid's not as tall. Folks, have I told you why alligators are afraid of people in the wild? Our height, okay? And so that is why you don't want to feed an alligator as an adult, because they're going to start chasing kids because they're just shorter. And they look like you, okay? So please don't ever feed wild gators for a whole bunch of reasons. Now, there are quite a few alligators here that are female. We have some that are male. How can you tell the difference? People always ask me. Well, one of the ways is actually you throw food in between two alligators and they start to argue. At the end of the argument, which one is always right? That's right, the female. And if you don't agree with me, you're probably single. And that's why I'm single, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kidding. The ones with the bigger snouts, those are the males. Come on. It's coming. It's coming a good one. Oh, okay, so you got too excited. Come on. Let's go. So just so you folks know, we feed all these alligators 2,000 pounds of food every 2 weeks. No, they missed their chance. That's it. No, I'm not baiting anybody here. If you got what it takes, you get up here, you get it done. Come on. Ballistic. Oh, you gotta get up here, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ballistic. Hang on. I got you. Don't fall. Stay right there. Folks, big round of applause for that alligator, huh? So we dump actually 2,000 pounds of meat with a bulldozer right there in the shallow water every 2 weeks. And that's really how often they need food. So don't worry about anybody that didn't get a chance to eat some food during the show. You don't have to feel bad for anybody. It's just a snacking show. Would you like to say hello? Come here, give me a kiss right here on the cheek. Right here, cutie. Now my hand feels like chicken, so that's actually why they go to bite, because my hand feels like their food. That's all it is. Alright folks, my name is Tyler. If you did enjoy the show, my cool tricks and my terrible jokes, I do appreciate anything that goes online that's positive. That has my name, so my name is Tyler. If you hate me and my show, my name is Bob. Thank you very much for coming.